The Chinese lifter Li Shui-ying and the lifter from Belarus, Nastasia Novikova, are separated by just a couple of kilos. Actually, this is a competition where some good lifting in the clean and jerk could actually profit, and we need to add to the mix here the woman who's in third place, which is Romela Begai, who has got a bronze medal from the snatch phase of this competition, having lifted earlier in the day, and has the clubhouse leader total at the moment of 213. And here is Alexandra Kleinowska representing Poland. Kleinowska way down in the rankings, but she's still on the trail to recover her best form. She's in 14th place, only brings forward 90 kilos, but this is the discipline that she favors, the clean and jerk. So 115 for the opener, to go 205 kilos for her total. Well, she struggled really with the clean. She is strong overhead, but you could see the bar went forward, her hips were back, and she was never going to get back underneath the bar.
Yeah, first part of this lift was classic Kleinowska in that she had a double, maybe triple, maybe quadruple bounce to try to stand up with the weight. Ultimately was able to do that, and you'd think at that point she'd stick the jerk, but she missed the jerk too after all that work.
And you can just see there, or you could just a moment ago, how heavily she is breathing.
Yeah, that took a tremendous amount of energy to go through all that bouncing to try to stand up with this. This has been a characteristic, though, throughout her whole lifting career. This really being right on the ragged edge in terms of leg strength for the clean and jerk.
Yeah, the heady days were 2004 when she won the European title, when she achieved 222.5 kilos. That's her best ever. That's her personal best. But, when she decides to absolutely call it a day, she can look back and say, well, I was world champion, I was European champion, and a good achievement record. But the sport has actually moved on a lot since those days when she was actually hitting the heights.
Yeah.
When you think about it, the Olympic Games in Beijing won with 2:44.
Following herself.
Once again, the crowd here in the Dome realizing that here's a lifter who needs a bit of support. Now, got to get a much more effective clean in the first phase of this. And that is better. The bouncing worked. And I fancy this will. Come on. That's it. Good lift. 3 whites coming her way, surely.
Yeah, the difference in terms of the energy she didn't have to spend on the extra bouncing was something she could tap into on the jerk. She hit that one, I think, with maybe 1 bounce. Part of that's timing, when you're going to hit the bottom with the bar. And watch, I think we'll get 1 bounce, and then she's up. It's not easy. There she goes, and now she'll stick the jerk. And as you pointed out, she historically has had a strong jerk, strong overhead.
116 kilos.
Takes her into third place overall, because 2 of the lifters from the B group, Romela Begai, who total up 213, and Katerina Dromova of the Ukraine, who had 210, are actually still ahead of her. And the bar going up to 117 kilos for Escobar. Only 1 out of 3 attempts were made, 95 kilos. So That is a lot less. She really wanted 100 kilos out of the first phase, and she's at least 5 kilos off the pace now. But there were so many failures in that first half of the competition. You couldn't absolutely rule her out of getting an overall medal, because at her very best, I mean, she can put 127 on the bar and lift it. And that's what she did in Antalya last year. So maybe this is a bit conservative here.
A lot of misses once again. At the top of the show, I think we were saying, you know, maybe we've broken that string. Not the case at all.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision by her and her team there. They dropped from their original 120 opener to 117, probably in recognition of what had happened in the first half, to at least make sure they get the total, and now try and work as much of that 10 kilo deficit, you know, to try and get her as close to 127. She's got a total of 212. She's gone into second place overall, and Escobar was looking for 225 tonight. Two athletes from the People's Republic of Korea.
Yeah, I just did a quick count on the snatches, and about half the class only made one attempt. Is that right? Roughly.
Yep.
You know, which is really very low. So we might see some downward movement in these attempts. I don't know if people are trying to lift more than they really are capable right now, or if everyone's really stretching in terms of trying to get the maximum number of points they can looking toward London.
Now here's this youngster, just 17 years of age, the Asian youth silver medalist. Got a personal best in the snatch when she lifted up 94 kilos, but couldn't manage at 96. But that's not a criticism, it's just how it worked out. And 118. Adjusts. And again, that looked real comfortable.
Plenty of strength, walked around, you know, a little bit of adjustment when the bar was overhead. No big deal there. Lots of strength in reserve. She's on the board, and she is one of the lifters who made 2 successful snatches.
Yeah, she also got a silver medal in Singapore last season in the Youth Olympics, and it's after those games that she actually moved up from the 53 kilo class. So again, you know, relatively inexperienced in this 50 kilo class, and coming in and taking on top Europeans like Novikova, not easy, but a good start there, and it puts her into third place overall on body weight, because she's lighter at 57.26 than Escobar. So 119. And probably need to put this into context. In this 58 kilo class, the world record set by Hui Hongmai of China in actually in Taiwan in 2007 at 141 kilos. So that shows you how far we are away from that.
Yeah. Well, we got, what, a 130 opener at least right now, but 141 does sound like nosebleed territory. Kind of interesting. I don't know if you saw this too, Dave. It looked like the right side of the bar was lagging, you know, not coming off the platform as quickly as the left side in the beginning of the lift, and then it's going to shift. Not that that really is a huge thing. She's really working to stand up. That's why the hips are coming up faster than the shoulders. Dip, drive for the jerk, and the jerk looked better than the clean, I think. Easier for her. Nice.
And she was the Asian champion, youth champion, and ahead of Kuo of Taipei, and she's stayed ahead. Now, Klyoska putting 4 kilos on here, 119.
Let's watch this recovery. It could be really rugged.
I've seen her make a whole lot of third attempts in her career.
Yeah, bouncing, 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 and finally getting up with it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, each time it was getting shallower. She was losing height each time. She'd been going the other direction. Each successive squat, the stroke was shortening.
The interesting thing is that despite that failure, actually, she's improved on the marks that she had in the Europeans. I mean, you know, she got 86 in the snatch in the Europeans. Okay, she's got 90 today. She got 115 in the clean and jerk. That's 5 kilos better than she did in the Europeans. But in the context of this class, the problem for Alexandra really is the fact that she's, you know, now eclipsed by this new generation. She's contributing, as you said earlier on, to the team effort.
Right. Well, there's a terrible disease called OLD, and it hits pretty early when you're an athlete.
So Heredia, Jacquelina Heredia from Colombia, 120 for her opener. Brings forward, she's one of those many athletes who were left on 95 kilos. She had the 2 good attempts in the snatch, 92, 95, but couldn't manage 97. Well, that was a good lift, and it takes her into overall first place.
Watch, dead stop in the bottom of the squat, opposite Kleinowska. The bar's on her fingertips, can't quite see it from here. She slides her hands out for the jerk.
Interesting, she's effective. She's going quietly about her work. And now Escobar with the bar at 120, 3 kilo increase. The lead now with Heredia on 215. And then in second place, Diaz of the Philippines. Begay now demoted down to third place overall with 213. But that's still not a bad effort. And 120 here for the Ecuadorian. So this would take her to 215 as well. She weighed in at 57.26.
Basically gets crushed by the weight. I think we'll see in slow motion that she really doesn't pull the bar very high. Maybe doesn't even get the elbows turned fully around. That gets the elbows up pretty high, actually. What probably happened is that her back probably got crushed in terms of just turning into a curve. Just got noodled by the weight of the bar. Couldn't stay erect and hold the weight. You know, Begay's snatch was big, you know, but the clean and jerk was so low, you knew the total would get eclipsed pretty quickly here.
You see, the problem for her was that she actually missed out, you know, 2 failures at 116.
Right.
You know, if she'd got 116 and then maybe gone 118 and 5 more kilos, 218, well, I'm not saying that's going to be good enough for an overall
medal. Yeah, it's still too low, yeah. The snatch is really her good lift, and, you know, good for her. She left with a bronze in her pocket, right?
Absolutely. Jean-Paul Bougueredes on the right of your picture there, the president of the Weightlifting Federation of France. And it's been quite well attended so far, very encouraging. And I think as the week goes on, the weights go up and the crowd will actually move in here. It's sold out, I gather, for the whole of the final 3 days. The big day for France comes on Friday when Benjamin Enekin, their major medal opportunity, has his opportunity. As you see, Chinese lifter Liu Shuijing.
Yeah, there's a guy who's risen to the ranks in the last few years. Great clean and jerk, which is nice, and hope the house is packed for him.
Well, their former hero, Wenceslas Dabaya, goes tomorrow, but Enekin is the man who really is expected to hit the headlines. So Diaz now, 121 on the bar. New mark, new personal best attempt.
You know, I was tempted to say, you know, is this crazy or is this courageous that on your second attempt at the World Championships you're going for a PR? I mean, they're really looking pretty far in the distance then, huh?
Well, I think you look at her, she's 20 years of age, she's won a title this year. They're pushing, they're trying to find out a little bit. She's got to find out. She was acknowledging that actually she mucked it up and therefore wants to come out and put this right. Now, actually, in the snatch phase, that's exactly what happened to her. She messed up on the second attempt, came out and got the third one. So hopefully she'll do just the same with the clean and jerk.
So you see a tiger in those eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've not seen too many Philippine lifters in A group finals. I think this is quite encouraging. But what it does do is it illustrates something which I saw at the Commonwealth Games last year in Delhi, which was this huge explosion of interest in the sport of weightlifting right across the oceanic region. And with the establishment by Paul Coffer of the Institute in New Caledonia, I mean, there's a whole motivation. I mean, he's got a huge passion for this sport. He's often been regarded as radical, but the fact is he's actually got weightlifting happening all around those Pacific Islands.
You know, it's due to him that we all know where Nauru is.
Yeah, or Nui, or Samoa.
Yeah, all places that he went to and developed weightlifting programs. And Marcus Eden from Nauru was a world championship medalist, right? And is president of Nauru, right?
Yeah. This is Kuo from Taipei, 122. 4 kilo increase here to take it to 216. Very good indeed. Oh, well, I thought that was good.
Yeah. See, I was going to say I liked the lift because she looked strong on it.
Well, I'd like to see that from the front again. I mean, from where we're sitting, I was not watching the TV screen. I was looking at the lift live. Now, what can we glean?
Press out's the big thing to be watching for here, sorry, and watch the elbows. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on that left arm.
Yeah. It unlocked. But I like the lift from the standpoint she had plenty of strength on it and marched right through the movement. Wasn't hesitation, you know.
But this is what we were talking about, Randy, in the first half of the competition, where you know, she's got this method at the moment, and now we're coming out for the third attempt. We thought that she rushed the third attempt in the snatch a little bit. Needs to just, you know, be a little bit more measured now. This is where the coach comes in. This is where the coach has got to actually, you know, just get her to understand the importance of the moment. A minute, so time is not an issue. She has plenty of time to come out. And I think on the evidence of what we saw, she can do this.
Clean and jerk is more demanding physically than the snatch. So you need a longer rest. You need more time recovering between attempts. And lifter following herself gets 2 minutes, and she'll use most of that.
Chinese lifter warming up, going through, getting to some weight on the bar now.
The coach is watching very, very close. So we're down to, what, 32 seconds now. Timer's going to go off at 30.
So this for the overall lead. Good clean. Now, settle. And punch it overhead. Keep those arms locked. Are you happy with that one, Randy?
Well, she, not in terms of execution and mastery. Yeah, I mean, aside from the technical problems, she had to chase the clean, which is something she didn't have to do in the first attempt. And that breaks your concentration, and it really tests your self-confidence. Watch what happens now when she racks the bar. She's going to have to run forward. That's to keep from dumping the bar. She's used up some of that valuable real estate on the platform in case she has to run forward again. And the jerk to save it. And she went from a 2 red light lift, I think, right, to a 3.
Yeah, they were unanimous. So 123 kilos. Now this is 3 kilos up already on what she achieved in the Junior Worlds last season. This is Pimsiri Sidakai of Thailand, in 5th place at the halfway stage, bringing forward some useful kilos, 99 of them. Strong overhead.
Just compare this lift mentally to what you saw on the prior attempt. Lifter, no extraneous movement with the feet on this lift.
And of course that puts her into first position, 222. Well, 222 kilos, that's now the target at the moment. And Yulia Kalina coming out for her opener. Now it's really beginning to get interesting here, because Yulia Kalina 1 kilo more than the Thai lifter, and coming out here on 123 for a 223 to stay that 1 kilo ahead. So it's Ukraine versus Thailand at this particular moment.
Nice lift. One of the things I liked about that was you could sense her confidence. You could sense that she was not intimidated at all by that weight. In fact, she was going to destroy it on that lift. And she finishes, goes stronger, 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 and very powerful jerk.
So Kalina just nips into first place. She's quite an experienced weightlifter, Yulia. I mean, she's had achievement at world level. That in Goyang, she was the bronze medalist, total up 215 there. Only 5th last year, but she's 220. And really is a lifter going in the right direction. And again, years on her side, she's only 23. So for the final time on the competition stage tonight, this is the Filipino lifter, Diaz. She failed at 121. They've given her time to recover, but the bar is heavier. She can't get up. She was going for 218, but not to be. I just hope that, you know, she's not too, doesn't look too crestfallen there. She's got a long way to go in this sport.
She's pretty easygoing. Yeah, I make this comment about the tiger, you know, or the carnivore or something. I think you have to have sort of a mean streak in the clean and jerk. She seems pretty easygoing, and I agree. I don't think she looks as if she's going to lose any sleep tonight over this missed lift.
So the bar has gone to 124 for Kalina, but I'm sure she's not going to take that. I'm just checking Kalina. Well, I think that's Novikava is going to come out now at 125, and 125 was her announced opener. So Novikava, the runner-up in the first half of the competition, she finds herself 2 kilos and body weight behind Liu Shuiying of China. Plus, I was going to say, Randy, she cannot afford a mistake.
And she can't look too far ahead because she's got her Chinese competitor opening presumably 5 kilos heavier. She's got to just do what she can do at this point.
To be quite honest, she could do with the 133 that contributed to a European title in 2010. I'm not sure that's in her tonight, but let's see. Let's hope she gets this one.
Clean didn't maybe look quite as easy as I've expected. I'm not sure if you agree with that, David. The jerk was very powerful. There was a blink of hesitation, a blink of work in that recovery. but the jerk is great. You can see here her thumb goes back around the bar the other way. Some people will change their grip on the jerk, get the thumb back around in line with the other 4 fingers.
Yeah, and the way she's going, Novikova, it's quite possible that she's going to end up being a runner-up in the World Championship for the 3rd consecutive edition. Now, already out on stage here, 125, Heredia. Jacqueline Heredia. And this is a 5-kilo increase to take her to 220. Would take her from 4th. Well, was she stationary? Well, the signal, you see the central referee says no. Was she still moving?
Yeah, I was going to say, had she even gotten the down signal? Left foot's going to come way over after this jerk. Watch the left foot crossing over by the right. There you go. Step. You know, this thing about being the runner-up all the time, that's not really the correct way to look at it. She should say, I'm first behind the Chinese. Because that's the reality, right? It's hard to beat the Chinese women in these lighter bodyweight classes.
Well, the Colombian has got the 220 and is now closer to the medal action. She's just a couple of kilos behind the Thai lifter who's in 2nd place and just waiting patiently. I think the bar's going up now. Going up for Yo Pok Huang of the People's Republic of China. You just sort of sense that Liu, who you saw there momentarily, is hungry to get out and lift.
Interesting, because I looked at her and thought, gosh, she looks a little hesitant maybe. Not nervous, but concerned. Not like, you know, just radiating confidence, I didn't think. But maybe it is. She maybe just wants to get out and get on with the hunt.
So 127, and this is to go with the 95 kilos that she achieved in the first half, which was a disappointment. She missed 101 on 2 occasions. Maybe that was a little ambitious. But clean and jerk honors at stake here as well.
Not a position you want to be in. You do not want to miss your first clean and jerk. It's only going to feel heavier and heavier.
Well, the interesting thing is, you know, she went up 2 kilos from her posted first attempt weight, and I just wonder what the North Koreans, the People's Republic of Korea coaching team are up to here, because it just might be that they're trying to push their lifter just a little bit too much here.
Yeah.
And they've got another one, of course. They've got Yong, and these two are very evenly matched. They both brought forward 95 kilos. They both failed 101 twice, and they're both going for 127. Well, at least this athlete has stood up with it. And completes.
Boy, I could feel a sigh of relief coming out of her. Couldn't you? She was made that lift and turned around. Great shot of how the elbows have to be whipped around to rack the bar to get it secured on your shoulders.
Takes her into 4th place with 222. Still to start, of course, Liu of China, but now Yo Pok Yang trying to stay with her teammate here. Of the 2 Koreans, she's the lighter, so success will see her into 4th place. And now the fearful moment now, maybe the possibility of a total evaporating now.
Yeah, this is this problem, you know, you don't want to miss an opening clean and jerk because the weight is just going to feel worse when you go back out. 1, 2, 3, and then she goes for it, and it's tough. I think she's running out of gas, David. I think she's just getting physically tired. You know, maybe mentally too, but I think she's getting tired.
Well, Jacquelina Heredia has actually been going about her work very, very quietly. Almost a little unnoticed here. Now she's just put the bar up a couple of kilos. This will take her to 222, but 57.52, so she's 5th at the moment, so she'd certainly go up to 4th, and she'd actually go up to 3rd overall because she'd overtake the tie lifter. But the tie lifter still has got 2 attempts to come. Going for 5 out of 6, but not to be.
We might get a really good shot of this in slow motion. You'll see the bar in the jerk goes to fully extended arms, but then they unlock after she has the bar overhead, causing her to miss the lift. Watch what happens when she drives the bar up. It's at arm's length, and then they just unlock, and the walls come tumbling down. Got to make this back against the wall.
Indeed, make or break time, and 127 it is.
It was closer, and I know that's really not much consolation. She stood up, and I was hoping she'd have a ferociously strong jerk. She did not.
But I think you were right before, Randy, that, you know, she's been really using up her petrol tank of energy, and when it came to that final jerk, a great effort to get it on her shoulders, but just too big a question. So the bar at 128, and the Chinese have brought the opening attempt weight down by a couple of kilos here. So Liu Shuiying, who reportedly has done 140. She doesn't need to do 140. Well, that establishes her at the top of the table.
Taking care of business. You know, she's not superstitious, noticing numbers on upside down. That would really bother me. Watch the split on the jerk. Very solid, quite deep. Watch her feet. One foot's going to go forward, one's going to go back. That's to lower the body under the bar. There you go. We'll get a shot of the feet. Nope. Good lift, though.
231 the total, so she's well clear at the moment. Most importantly, she's clear of Novikova by 5 kilos, but as you've reminded us from time to time, body weight is also in her advantage over Novikova. So it's 5 kilos, but call it 6. Now, Kalina, second attempt, and the bar has gone up 3 kilos for her. Sorry, 5 kilos, I should say. And the fight is on here because that would have taken her into overall second place, and she's, you know, she's in a duel with Novikova at the moment. Is it Ukraine or Belarus who will deliver the top European effort, assuming that Li of China can stay ahead of them?
Yeah, you know, I was getting ahead of myself because she came out looking very strong. I was trying to say, look, at this young age, you know, in her development as a lifter, she's hanging with the big girls.
But, yeah, but 128 is where on a competition stage she hasn't been. Yeah. 126, yes, not 128.
On that jerk, I don't think she pushed through at the end, and I think now maybe this is starting to weigh on her a little bit. I think she's realizing where she is, what she's doing, and she's going to have to cope with this now. That it's a big weight. Is it? You said PR?
It is a personal best that she's going for. I mean, there is a whole lot of difference. When you go for a personal best, you know, first time around, you know, on that second attempt, in a funny sort of way, you're not fearful because, you know, you've done it in the training hall, that's for sure, but, you know, you haven't had a failure. The difference now is that she's had a go at it, it hasn't come off, and now, as you say, those doubts start to creep into her head.
She missed her second attempt and snatch and came back. Let's see if she can do it again.
Well, it would be good.
Pattern.
It would be good. This for the lead in the clean and jerk. And up to second place, just to nip ahead of Novikova, but Novikova still with 2 attempts to come. And also Yong Chung-mi with a couple of attempts to come. Pity.
Strong clean. You know, this is a big psychological factor, in my opinion, on that miss. This is not physical. She talked herself out of this. Confidence was starting to break when she missed on the second attempt, but she's standing here now, and she's standing and standing. You don't see it there. Cut. She did not even try to get under the bar.
Okay, now this is where I'm really fascinated, because this is Pimsiri Sirakai from Thailand, this terrific nation in this sport, in the women's division. They've got such a fantastic and consistent record of achievement. And this woman posted 230 as a total. Now she's coming here for a 6-kilo increase. This would take her to 228. And again, to put this in perspective, the best total she's achieved was last year in the Junior Worlds when she did 210. So this is the big improvement that they were looking for. So far, so good. 2 out of 3 in the first half. She's got 123. She's going for 129. This is to put herself in the overall medals and the lead in the clean and jerk. Strong overhead, brings the left foot forward. For me, that was good. 3 white lights. And that's 6 kilos, 228, massive personal best.
And that lift was never in doubt.
And she's only 3 kilos behind the Chinese lifter at this moment.
She's looking good for more.
And she's 2 ahead of Novikova at the moment. Novikova going for the same weight. Now this is 4 kilos. This would take Novikova on to 230, which would be a kilo behind the Chinese. She's dropped to 3rd. She's trying to go back 2nd place. And does so.
You're not allowed to intentionally oscillate the bar, but watch if it'll show up in slow motion. She does not pause as she finishes recovering from the clean, going into the jerk, and you'll see the ends of the bar are still bouncing up and down. That's mechanical energy that you can direct toward getting the bar overhead if you're skilled. Let's see if it shows up in the slow motion. Watch now, she's going to stand. She's not going to stop. Look at the bar. Well, she stopped a little bit there, but bar is still moving, and she just punches that thing overhead.
So Novikova goes back into 2nd place, and the front 3 at this particular moment are covered by 3 kilos. So Lee of China's got 2 attempts left. Thailand's Sirikai has got 1 left. Novikova has got 1 left, but the joker in the pack actually could be the Korean in picture now. This is Yong Chun-mi, who is going to come out and 131. So this is a 4 kilo increase to take it to 226. but she does have 2 attempts to work with here. Big effort. Oh! Absolutely, really gave everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if she looks like she's injured. She's not. Okay, I wasn't sure. She was really slow in getting up.
Now,
really gets driven into the hole on the clean. Now watch the jerk. Watch the right, I'm sorry, left foot, I think. Okay, it's because of the arm. Okay, and maybe that's why she was so slow going up. I don't know what they're spraying on the North Koreans' elbows, you know. I don't even want to dare to think about it.
Bar at 131, 3 kilo increase here for Lee of China. Now that is what I've been looking for all evening, and it's only just arrived.
She's looking pretty strong, isn't she?
Yeah, suddenly, different lifter. And by the way, if you hear some funny noises over our heads here, we're not being bombed. Actually, there's a big firework display outside which has just kicked off. So, well, the bar's gone up to 131 kilos now for Sirakai. And the Thai lifter, 57.61, she's lighter than the Chinese lifter, so this is her final card to play. This is a 2 kilo increase to take her up to 230, which would be absolutely on her posted total. And this would also give her 5 out of 6, makes her one of the most successful lifters, if not the most successful lifter at the moment of the whole competition evening. Needs the clean, and that was not bad. She's looked strong overhead through the series, and she's strong again. Is that 3 white lights? Is that 230? It is. And that is a terrific way to finish, and she's up there on 230.
That's a lifter to watch for next year. She's on the right path. She's lifting well within herself tonight. Other lifters have fallen apart tonight. She's looking better and better in each attempt. Watch her next year. Remember this name, and watch her in London. Great lockout. Look at these arms.
Well, that is a 13 kilo increase on Antalya, where she finished in 8th place. It's a 20 kilo increase on what she did in the Junior Worlds. She's in the overall silver medal position. Now, Yong coming out for what's going to be a really gutsy effort. I've no doubt about that. She will give everything. Can she stand? No. It's taken its toll, sadly. And that chance of a clean and jerk medal has just disappeared. And she's left in 4th place in the clean and jerk and 5th overall.
I think she's concerned about the arm. I think she was favoring it. I think it got to her out there. I think she came off almost holding a little bit as if it were an injured wing.
So Lee is going to 133. Novikava's put the bar on 135. The gap between Novikava and Lee at the moment is 4 kilos. Novikava's the heavier, so call that 5. Now, this would take her to 236, which means that technically Novikava would have to put 8 kilos on and match what she did when she won the European title. No, I'm getting mixed up here.
But that's the strategy that they're going for, David. You're absolutely right. They're saving this attempt, and they're going to see what they need, and they're going to put it on the bar, and they're going to have to. This was a nice lift. So you were right to say she was the one to, to really watch tonight. She got better and better. It was a little rocky in between, but looked good. Showed the wisdom of your initial choice.
234. It's 3 kilos less than Deng, who won the title last year. And actually, just looking at that, it's 5 kilos less than when she herself won it in Goyang. So it's not been a stellar evening. But now we have the one lift left here. The bar is going to 136 kilos. And just trying to work this out here.
First to the clean and jerk, first to the total.
36, that's 7 kilos up. That would take it to 237, and that's exactly it. This is the glory lift.
Yep, that was their strategy. They held the one lift. They said, okay, we're going to have the final card to play. Here it is.
So, Europe versus Asia. Novikava representing Europe. In the clubhouse, in the lead, Li Shuiying. Will she regain the title, or will Novikava, after being runner-up on 2 occasions, finally get the world gold? It's all down to this jerk.
Look at that. Look at that. Who would have bet on that?
And Novikava has taken the championship away from that. Well, 2-1.
I didn't see what she did wrong, but I'll tell you, she did a lot of stuff right. I wonder, was she faking it earlier? That looked to me like the lightest of her 3 attempts. She had really a lot of horsepower in that thing, I thought. Great effort. What a way to end this.
Well, it takes her to 237 kilos, and she takes the title by 1 kilo. And the runner-up is Li Shuiying, and that is a big surprise, because Li Shuiying, that defeat runs, or I should say ends a gold run of victories that stretches back to 2007, and Novikava has broken that gold run.
Yeah, at the top of the show we said, okay, on paper it should be a runaway victory, but if there was any slip in the Chinese camp, and if Novikava came in on top of her game, she could win. That's what happened. One attempt before this, it looked like the Chinese plan was working, but you know what? She was ready for this lift. I think they might have tried to fake them out. We're ready to do this all night.
Well, it's a personal best as well.
Yeah.
133 is the best we've seen from her, but so second in Goyang, second in Antalya, finally first in the world.
Got to taste good. What a place to have it happen.
Yeah, but great to get the victory, but she's played her cards and everybody knows what she's up to now. And the Chinese will take note, and whether it's Li Shuiying who comes in or another Chinese athlete, because they've got plenty of talent, that may determine it. We're looking at the clean and jerk results here. You can see Novikava, who's taken the gold there, 3 good clean and jerk attempts. And you can see actually 9 good attempts there at the top of the table. And Yong of the People's Republic of Korea, well, had she got the 131, then she would be up there, or would have been up there perhaps, firing for a clean and jerk medal. As it is, what do we take out of this? Well, we take out of it that Novikava is certainly right there as a contender for honours in the Olympic Games, but perhaps the biggest signpost is Pimsiri Sidakai of Thailand, who went 95, 99, 123, 129, 131. Every one of those lifts was a new mark for her. And perhaps she, out of all the lifters at the age of 21, is perhaps the most exciting lifter of the evening. So, just time for us to take our leave. We have 2 championships